which left people scratching their heads going,
Hey?
but hang on, didn't filming for the 50th anniversary wrap in April?
Yeah. So
What's going on? Or May?
This hit last Saturday night, and I was actually out at the time, and it went up very quickly online. It went on to onto our site, and it basically swept the internet like that.
Yeah.
And I ended up sitting in the car watching it on my iPhone. I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This is a great trailer. Now, it's a there's no point in even getting into this right now because it's so layered. This trailer, there's so much going on in this.
Yeah, I
in
mean,
1 minute.
I did a trailer breakdown of it. Even I missed stuff, and even I misinterpreted some stuff in it.
Yes. And where might somebody go to see that trailer?
Oh, they might go to youtube.com/vote Saxon07, VOTESAXON07. And now I understand why it's called a trailer breakdown, because I made the trailer breakdown and then I had a breakdown because of so many people writing underneath, yeah, but you missed this. Oh, but yeah, you missed that. Oh, but no, that's not what that is. That's something else.
Yeah.
And then I died inside.
Yeah, it's right, for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, it basically starts off...
All 6 of you.
Huh? Yeah.
All 6 of you that haven't seen it live on a cave on the far side of Mars.
It really is one of those things, where people say the more you watch it, the more you get out of it.
Yeah.
Because the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, there's 3 or 4 doctors in that. And then somebody written underneath it, no, they're all in that. And I said, no, they're not. But in fairness, I did watch it on an iPhone. So then I went home and watched it on my iPad. And then my wife was like, right, I've recorded it. And we sat and watched it in HD on the big green TV.
A lot of plugging for Apple tonight.
I know. I'm just hoping, I want an Apple. I'm hoping for a 5S, Kirsty. But no, seriously though, so I went home and watched it. And every time I've seen it, and I still watch it, I've just watched it there now as we played the audio.
Yeah.
And I'm still noticing
Picking up stuff.
little things that I hadn't noticed before.
Yeah, because I watched it with a friend of mine, Nadine, was round on Saturday night, and the two of us watched it, and we were actually sitting inches away from the TV on the floor of my living room with it paused, and Nadine was going, there's that thing. There's that thing. There's that thing. And I was sitting going, what? Where were you seeing those?
Yeah.
I mean, did you notice the birdcage? No, where's the birdcage? Oh, have you seen the screwdriver?
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, it starts off basically with, as you so rightly pointed out in your breakdown, with the black and white image, the policeman from the first episode, 1966.
An Unearthly Child. 1963.
63, sorry.
Before you get fled.
Child, yeah, just before the fanboys lose their... Anyway.
Yeah.
And then you meet William Hartnell.
Yeah, it bursts into glorious Technicolor.
Yeah, as the Fez falls from screen rights, and then you see the TARDIS, and then bang, everything, all hell breaks loose. And some of the doctors are very, very obviously there. Tom Baker, who's falling, and as far as I can make out, I think you said this. The only reason I can imagine he's falling is because of how he dies. He falls from the ladder, and that's, I guess, that's a nod.
Yeah.
To that. Then we see. Pertwee, we see him dueling with
Roger Delgado as the
master. We see Sarah Jane. We see
Clara.
We see Clara, yes, as well. We see Rose just
briefly.
Of course,
Amy's in the video with just the top of her head.
Yeah, that was weird because it's literally just the side of her hair.
Yeah.
We see a few different versions of Cybermen, a few different versions of the Daleks. There's Ice Warriors in there, Yetis in there. There's like shards from the Key of Time. It's just full of little bits and pieces.
Yes, it is.
Even if you listen to that audio, and again, I think you picked up on this. I'm not sure if you did. I picked up.
I didn't address the audio.
Okay. You didn't address the audio?
No, I didn't address the audio at all.
Okay, well, if you listen, you can hear at certain points of it, McGann's voice is over the top of it. I think Baker's voice is in there.
Yeah, Rose's voice is in there. Like when they say doctor, like
you
there's
can
a
hear
Dalek
echoes.
in there.
Yeah.
Rose is in there. But I think that was just literally added, just as a little bit of extra seasoning. It doesn't really have anything to do with the overall plot.
Yeah, well, this is what I was going to say. I mean, people are breaking this down. What does this mean for the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who? Honestly, I wouldn't read into it that way. I think it's basically just saying this is everything that's happened to this point.
Yeah.
From here on in, this is where we go now. This is what we do next. But it's an amazing trailer. It is. Because, even when we put it on the Facebook page and stuff, we had a few people saying, I'm not a Doctor Who fan, but that's pretty darn cool.
That's awesome, yeah.
That's pretty good. Now, interestingly, our own Big Phil, we do love Phil, don't we?
Oh, Phil.
We do love Phil.
Phil is a handful of fun.
Phil is several handfuls of fun.
Careful now.
We do love Easy. We do love Big Phil. But Phil, haters going to hate. Haters gotta hate. Haters gotta hate. The second it went up, Big Phil was on to Facebook right away going, well, this is clearly aimed at the modern day fans.
Yes,
Firstly,
it is.
Well, yeah, because it's the modern day and we're fans, but I mean, really.
I love that analysis. It is modern day. It is for the modern day fans because it's the modern day and we are fans.
You know what I mean? But, I mean, it's 1 minute and 1 second long.
It is.
The modern Doctors, you know, Eccleston, Tennant,
and
Smith,
yes,
are in it for the last
couple of
15 seconds.
I mean, and to be honest, the main focus is on Matt Smith because he's the current Doctor.
Yes, it's about
That's why
him.
he's you know, giving the narration throughout the trailer and why it's him
Yes,
at the
because
end of
he's
the
talking
video.
about his life to the stage. But, you know, I mean, to me...
And even then, it's not really focused on the modern Doctors, is it?
No.
Because, I mean, Tennant gets as much screen time as Tom Baker.
To me, if I close my eyes right away, the first 2 Doctors that come to mind are Hartnell and Baker.
Yeah. Because they focus on them the most.
Yes.
And then, of course, Smith right at the end.
Yeah. And they do that beautiful pan around Baker. Again,
Yes.
obviously CGI Tom Baker.
And a beautiful cheat as well, where they spin up and around, and as they spin around, the scarf wipes across the screen.
Yeah, and then
suddenly, hang on, where's Tom Baker? And then a new shot of him face on.
Yeah.
Falls down. I love that.
Yes, and it's, you know, I have to say, it really, I think it fired me up more than an actual trailer from the episode could ever have done.
Absolutely right. I actually wrote this as well. I said I would prefer this over a montage of clips from the episode any day, because at least with this, you're getting the essence of the 50th anniversary. You're getting an essence of the 50 years of the show without spoiling 1 second of the anniversary episode itself.
Exactly.
More trailers should do this.
I showed this to my wee boy.
Uh-huh.
Has been other Doctors.
Yeah.
But the only Doctors that he has really watched, he's currently watching the Eccleston series, and he watches the Smith episodes as they are.
Yes.
So he knows there's other Doctors, but the only 2 he really has watched is Eccleston and Smith, and he's seen some Tennant episodes are on TV all the time, so he catches the odd one at tea time on Watch or wherever. You know, but even he was buzzing after. He's like, "That's really, really good. There's all the other Doctors, and it's, you know, and it's great. It's exciting," even though he doesn't know who they are. And you have to give it to the BBC. It does exactly what it needs to do.
Yeah. Do you think this is up here with Trailer of the Year award? Do you think that's up there with the Man of Steel trailer?
I don't know. I mean, the Man of Steel trailer for me is possibly one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
the amount of work and effort that's gone into this, and that excitement you get after it. Sure, it doesn't have Hans Zimmer's, you know, musical scores to it, but that dun-dun-dun-dun,
yeah, the theme
right
is incredible. The theme is absolutely
it's
incredible.
so grandiose and epic. I really, really hope that's the theme they use for the actual introduction of the 50th anniversary episode itself.
Yeah, no, it is. The theme's incredible. Okay, so yes, that was exciting. You know what? I just talking about the theme. Let's take an LB listen to this. I think because this is class. This is well worth listening a second time too.
I've been running all my lives through time and space. Every second of every minute of every day for over 900 years. I fought for peace in a universe at war. Now the time has come to face the choices I've made in the name of the Doctor. Our future depends on one single moment of one impossible day. The day I've been running from all my life. The day of the Doctor.
Now,
one of the
I can't help it.
One of the very interesting things that he does say in that is, you know, he says, "I fought for a peace in a universe at war."
Yeah.
And as he says that, because I had to rewind it several times to try and find out what it says. A piece of like a steel girder goes past the screen, and on it is spray painted the words "No More."
Yeah.
So he basically says, "I fought for a universe. I fought for peace in a universe at war. No more."
Yeah.
Now, I've just said that I don't think we should read too much into this about what we're going to see in the 50th anniversary.
Oh, but
I
here
think
we go,
that bit,
Mr. Conspiracy
I
Theorist.
think that may be a big part of it.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah. The "no more" I think is very interesting.
Yes, because on Monday you told me about your little theory that perhaps Capaldi's going back to the the first Doctor again.
Well, you see, this comes from what some people I've been reading, is that apparently a lot of the watch the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer, go to followingthenerd.com. It's on page 4 of our site.
Yeah, and if you really want to understand it, watch my terrific breakdown.
Yeah, but you will notice in parts of it, there's lots of bits of shrapnel and shards sort of floating around.
Yeah, especially when it gets to Matt Smith.
Yes, they're not just bits of, they look
Flotsam
cool,
and
it's a nice
jetsam.
effect.
Yeah.
They are actually parts of the thing. Now, one of them, the big thing in there, is the key off time,
The
or
key
the key
to
time, which is floating around. Now, this was, correct me if I'm wrong, Tom Baker's Doctor had this.
It was, yes.
And he basically built it from pieces to destroy time, and then he had to destroy it again.
Yes, because essentially with it you can wield so much power with it. You can bring back Gallifrey, you can bring back dead companions, you can literally play God with it.
Yeah, it's a reset button.
Yes.
And I mean, Doctor Who, since it came back, especially under the guidance of Davies, has had a lot of reset buttons.
Yes.
But this is the daddy of reset buttons. As you say, this could bring back Gallifrey and the Time Lords. This could essentially reset the whole Doctor Who universe.
Yeah, the whole universe, yeah.
Now, tying this into what Stephen Moffat said a few weeks ago about the regenerations, that he has already worked out what he's going to do. Is it possible? Could we see, is Peter Capaldi going to be an older Doctor because he's going to go right back to the start?
I think that would really, really anger the fanboys.
I think it would too.
Because you're essentially... I mean, it's been 50 years of this iconic show and all these adventures, and essentially what you're doing there, if you send it back in time and send Peter Capaldi and set him up as the first Doctor again, you're wiping out 50 years of rich Doctor Who history, and the fanboys will hunt Stephen Moffat down and skin him alive. I'm not even exaggerating. They will do this.
This reminds me very much of, do you remember whenever Matt Smith was cast first and all the set pictures were popping up and we hadn't actually seen him as the Doctor, and a lot of people were like, oh, look at the jacket, look at the bow tie, he's clearly the first Doctor again, they're doing something here, he's a younger version of William Hartnell's Doctor.
Yeah.
I agree with you. As a fan, I think that would grind my gears.
It would destroy it.
I think it would grind my gears.
Destroy the franchise.
Now, talk today. A few pictures went up online today. I saw you put these on your own personal Facebook page today and on your Vote Saxon page. And I know then you put them on the Following the Nerd page. These images appeared earlier today online.
Yes, they did.
And then they pretty much vanished.
Upped and vanished. Now, what happened was I saw these photos and I right-clicked and I saved, and so the photos were sitting on my desktop. Mm-hmm. And I thought to myself, oh, this is interesting. And I was halfway through writing the post on the Following the Nerd site when I went back and I looked through the comments and people were saying, fake, fake, fake. These are clearly fake. If you look at the picture of Matt Smith, clearly fake. Now, basically, what these pictures are alleged screenshots from an alleged trailer of The Day of the Doctor, which would be released, obviously, some point soon, seeing as the 23rd of November is starting to creep ever closer. So, obviously, people were saying, oh, no, it's fake. Now, if you look at the picture of Matt Smith, it's clearly a distorted version of a similar image which we saw in The Crimson Horror, which, of course, is an episode from Series 7B that aired earlier this year. So I just thought, do you know what? I'll scrap it, because if it's fake, I'm just going to get hell for it. People are going to go, no, but these are clearly fake, man. Because that's obviously how all of our fans on Following the Nerd write, hey man,
dude,
fake man, we live in the 90s, dude. But so I just left it and I put it on Facebook and I shared it, and I shared it with you and I said, is this newsworthy? Should we put this on the site? And then obviously a few hours later you got back to me, of course with your busy schedule, and you said, yeah, sure, stick it on the site. So I went back to kind of take a look at it and it was gone. I couldn't find it on my timeline, so I thought, wait, hang on a minute, I shared this with Mark, so it should be on my timeline. I went to my Facebook page, it had vanished. All of these photos had gone.
Really?
Except for the one that I'd saved to my desktop. So I took that and I put it on the site, and I said, well, look, this is the story. And what I could remember, sorry, excuse me a second, mind burp. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, don't ask. But basically, I put it on the site, and from the best of my recollection of what I'd read, apparently this trailer had scenes where the ground gave out from under Rose and she started to fall. We had the 10th and 11th Doctor, for lack of a better word, frolicking in the 11th Doctor's TARDIS. We had some other stuff. Yes, we had John Hurt standing in this fiery vortex, which was apparently called the Moment. And then finally we had the police box. Well, I don't know if it was the police box itself. It could have just been a Type 40 TARDIS capsule in a massive aerial dogfight with a load of Dalek saucers above the skies of Gallifrey, which I thought sounded pretty awesome. Almost too awesome. Perhaps, fan fiction levels of